Hello and welcome, and today I'm going to talk to you about the 3 reasons why you need to have a short-term rental investment. So let's get started, but before we do, my name is Claire O'Connell. I'm the beating heart behind Reno Way of Life, and this is the channel for you if you love everything to do with home, renovation, design, and investing. So like I said, today I want to talk to you about a short-term rental investment and why I think it is such a great investment for you to have. So before we get started, let's talk a little bit about what is a short-term rental investment. Well, a short-term rental investment effectively is a property that you purchase and own and you let for short-term holiday rentals. So usually it's a vacation rental property and they're usually in amazing locations. So you might have it by a lake, by the ocean, on a ski field, in a city. It's in a location where people want to go on holidays or vacation to. So if you're thinking about a property that's not in one of those locations, then maybe you might want to rethink that. That basically is the type of property. Usually it's either a house or a condo or an apartment. It could be a townhome, and short-term rental investments rent for less than 3 months. But generally over the peak period, they usually have a peak seasonal period. So whether that's the summer by the beach or the winter on the ski fields. Now you know what a short-term rental is. Let's get into why I think you should own one. Number one reason I think you should own one is it's all about diversifying your assets. And if you're unsure about what that means, then make sure you check out my latest video on diversifying and why it's important for you and generating future wealth for you and your family. Number two, one of the biggest benefits in a short-term rental is that you get to stay there. So when you're buying a short-term rental investment, you want to make sure that it's paying for itself in the peak period, or at least as close as possible to. And what that means is that in the off-peak period, when people aren't necessarily vacationing or holidaying in that location, that it doesn't matter if you have some weeks where the property is empty. But the beauty of that is that you get to use it. So it's a property and an investment that you can actually enjoy in the short term, but it's generating wealth for you in the long term. And by paying off your mortgage and making sure that it pays off all the bills and it's paying for itself, then ultimately it's of no cost to you. So you get a lovely free holiday once a year. Now you can be as hands-on as you like, so you can actually manage it yourself and have it as a bit of a side gig and save that money, or you can use a property manager and basically be completely hands-off and just come down and enjoy it when the time comes. And then number 3, you need to have a short-term rental investment. It is an amazing retirement plan. So if you have dreamt of retiring to the beach and you have all of these wonderful, dreams of a beautiful beach house, or, you want to live on the ski fields, then now is the time to buy it. Whilst you are working, whilst you can, you have the means to get a mortgage, and you basically have the opportunity over the next X amount of years before you retire to have your short-term renters come in and pay off your mortgage. So hopefully by the time you actually come to retire, you have paid down a lot of your mortgage, if not all of it, depending on the length of time. If you retire in 2 years and you've just got a 30-year mortgage, you might have a little bit of a ways to go. But ultimately, you're basically wanting someone else to pay down your mortgage, so that when it comes to retiring, you can sell off your home, sell off your assets, then pay off your mortgage to your beautiful beach house or your beautiful ski chalet, and you can kick back and enjoy retirement in the perfect location, a location that you have chosen and that you have invested in. Now, the beauty of investing in property is if you decide after all these years that you don't want to retire to the beach, maybe you have a different plan, then you can sell the property. And more often than not, if you're in a location that is very, very sought after, there is a very limited land available, which means that your property has more than likely appreciated in value, especially if you've had it for a number of years. So you can sell it off. Hopefully you've already paid off your mortgage. You can put that cash in your bank and you can head off to wherever you want to go, and you can retire in style. So, I mean, that sounds pretty amazing, doesn't it? I think personally, short-term rentals are a great way to build wealth, build a long-term wealth generation plan, but reduce a lot of risk, because ultimately you have income coming in to pay off the mortgage and the fees, but you have to be smart about it. Having invested in short-term rentals and also sold short-term rentals and worked with a lot of investors when I worked in real estate. I worked in a beautiful beach area, and I used to advise as well as work in a real estate capacity in sourcing these types of properties. The key thing you need to think about is you have to make sure the numbers work for you. So even if it's a retirement plan, even if it's a location that you really love and it's a very emotional attachment for you, it is still a business decision. And so you need to separate the emotion, and you need to make sure that you have your thinking cap on and your business hat on, and you need to make sure that you're making good decisions. Now, if you're unsure what good decisions look like when it comes to buying a short-term rental, then I have put together an amazing masterclass for you. It's really lightweight. It's got loads of information. It includes everything I wish I knew before I owned an investment property, a short-term rental property. And it includes my calculator, so you can work through the numbers with a level of confidence to make sure that you're making the right decisions financially, because there are a lot of hidden costs if you don't know and you're not asking, and maybe you're not necessarily working with an agent, or maybe the agent isn't coming up with the information. Maybe they don't know all the information. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you all of the questions and all of the answers to the things that you don't yet know that you need to ask in this masterclass. So go ahead and check it out. Otherwise, if this video has been helpful to you, make sure that you hit subscribe and hit the little bell so you don't miss a video, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day and happy investing.